Um, 2 Samuel 18, verse 17. And they took Absalom and cast him into a great pit in the woods, and laid a very great heap of stones upon him, and all Israel fled every one to his tent. Verse 18. Now Absalom in his lifetime had taken and reared up for himself a pillar, which is in the king's dale, and he said, I have no son to keep my name in remembrance. And he called the pillar after his own name, and called it unto this day Absalom's place. JD Nigel, Word of Truth, Bible teaching, Jeff Deloach. Bless your people, Lord. Amen. So we're talking about the Ethiopians, Cush, my tribe, Benjamin. They were a military people, exceptional military strength. Everyone should know who Benjamin is. Everybody who reads the Bible should know who Benjamin is. If you don't know who Benjamin is, you can't teach the Bible. It's impossible. You can teach parts of it, but you don't know the main story. My people, King Saul, my people, Nimrod was a Cushite, built the Tower of Babel. He was one of the first supermen. And then the first king was King Saul, because he was taller and bigger and stronger than anyone. But my tribe doesn't know how to act. We have no subtlety. We have no manners. We have no couth. We're violent and mean and harsh and stubborn. The Lord made us this way because we're his army. I'm trying to teach you guys things that you don't know. There's things I know that you probably should know. If you want to know the Bible, if you want to know who your God is. Your God made violent double agents willing to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, to whoever he wants. And that's my tribe. Judas Iscariot, he probably had Benjamite. King Saul, Benjamite. Shimei, Benjamite. And then there's the sweethearts. Jeremiah, Benjamite. Paul, Benjamite. Jonathan, David's beloved Jonathan, Benjamite. What more do you need to know? Jeremiah and Paul, Benjamite. Saul, first king, Benjamite. If you don't know my tribe, how can you know the Bible? There's no way. There's no way. You're ridiculous. You're lost. You're teaching something you know nothing about. That's why I crack up on these black Hebrew Israelites. They're fucking the dumbest niggas I ever seen. Fucking stupid. I don't call them that because they're black. My tribe was mostly all black people. Rastafarians, we're black. I just happen to be this way. I don't know. The Lord did something. The Lord does something to me. There's plenty of white Rastafarians. You know that, right? We don't go by color. We don't. Right, Muffin? We don't go by color, darling. Anyway, so there's this story where this isn't that big of a story. I probably should just let it go. But we ran. We delivered messages. We're angels. We're angelic. This is a story in Samuel where it talks about Cushite. He runs to tell David that Absalom is dead. He actually gets outran. Says, so Absalom put a pillar up for himself. He had no family. He had no sons. I don't think Adonijah had any sons either. It's weird. Anyway, Absalom and Adonijah were brothers of King David, sons of King David. It says, so this is where they sent messengers to King David to tell him Absalom was dead. Then said Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, let me run now and bear the king tidings, and how that the Lord has avenged him from his enemies. Let me go tell King David. And Joab said unto him, you shall not bear tidings this day, but you shall bear tidings another day. But this day you shall bear no tidings, because the king's son is dead. Then said Joab to Cushite, you go tell the king what you have seen. Who got the call? The Benjamite, the Cushite. He said, I'm going to let Cushite do this. And Cushite bowed himself unto Joab and ran. So when you think of Benjamin, you think of the ones that are bringing the news first. We were told to run to you. I'm running to you. I'm running every day for you. I'm wearying myself to bring you, darling. I'm bringing you some news, darling. And then Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok, yet again to Joab, but howsoever, let me, I pray thee, also run after Cushite. And Joab said, wherefore will you run, my son, seeing that you have no tidings ready? But whosoever, said he, let me run, and he said unto him, run. And Ahimaaz ran by the way of the plain and overran Cushite. Do you understand what this means? What is being said here? When the Lord asks you to do something, if you want to go, if you want to run, run. I'm running, bitches. Sweet pea, I'm running. I asked to run. I asked to run to you. I asked to do this. And I was rewarded with the ability to bring good tidings. The good news, the gospel. Yeah, okay, right? See? Who ran faster? The one that wouldn't give up. Ahimaaz, son of Zadok the priest. The priest. Zadok the priest. Zadok the priest. His son said, let me run also. So what do we have? We have the prophets, Benjamite, and the priests. This Zadok, son of Zadok, the priests and the prophets. The priest overran the prophet. And it says, and David sat between two gates, and the watchman went up to the roof of the gate of the wall and lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man was running alone. And the watchman cried and told the king. And the king said, if he be alone, there is tidings in his mouth. And he came apace and drew near. And the watchman saw another man running. And the watchman called unto the porter. And behold, another man running alone. And the king said, he also brings tidings. I'm not the only one bringing messages. Who's the porter? The porter's the dude at the gate. He's the gatekeeper. Porter, let me get it. Do you guys believe me? Porter? Do I need to? Gatekeeper. He's the keeper of the gate, the porter. Okay, see, right? Come on, darling. And the watchman said, methinks the running of the foremost is like the running of Ahimaaz, the son of Zadok. And the king said, he is a good man and comes with good tidings. And Ahimaaz called and said unto the king, all is well. And he fell down to the earth upon his face before the king and said, blessed be the Lord thy God, which has delivered up the men that lifted up their hand against my lord the king. He's saying, man, your boys kicked some ass, king. They took care of your ship for you. They got him. And the king said, is the young man Absalom safe? And Ahimaaz answered, when Job sent the king's servant and me thy servant, I saw a great tumult, and I knew not what it was. So Ahimaaz didn't see it. He didn't witness it. He didn't witness it. That's why when Joab told him, but you didn't see it, dude. You don't have tidings. You can't witness. You can't bring good tidings unless you're a witness. I'm a witness, baby. Darling muffin. Come on, sweet pea. Sweet pea. I'm a witness. I saw it. I've seen it all. I didn't see it all, but I saw a lot. What's the story about? The Benjamite is the witness. The priest has the power to back up. And he might get here first. The priestly message is here. Jesus Christ is Lord. But who's going to witness? The Benjamite, the prophet. Bible teaching with Jeff DeLoach. Darling. And he knew not what it was. He didn't know. He's like, I know your boys kicked some ass, but I can't tell you about Absalom. I didn't see it. I didn't witness it. See? Okay? Right now you're witnessing the truth. Darling. And the king said unto him, turn aside and stand here. And he turned aside and stood still. Why? Because he wanted to see what the second runner had to say. That had the witness. And behold, Cushite came, and Cushite said, tidings, my lord the king, for the Lord has avenged thee this day of all them that rose up against him. Tidings, my lord. I have the truth. I have good news. I have the news. I have tidings. Tidings, my lord. Hi, darling. Hey, sugar plum. Darling. Listen, darling. And the king said unto Cushite, is the young man Absalom safe? And Cushite answered, the enemies of my lord the king and all that rise against thee do thee hurt. But as that young man is, he tried to hurt you, we put the hurt on him. They tried to hurt you, but we put the hurt on him. And the king was much moved and went up to the chamber over the gate and wept. And as he went, thus he said, O my son Absalom, my son Absalom, who God, I had died for thee. I wish I would have died for you, O Absalom, my son, my son. I'm telling you about my tribe, darling. We have the witness. Cushy. Anyway, back to Jeremiah. I'm going to finish this up. Benjamin? Who's Benjamin? I don't know. Who's Benjamin? Darling, who's Benjamin? Who's that Benjamite? Who's that Benjamite? We're of the fucking strongest, most brutal messengers. We are of the angelic type that draws big swords and shoots big arrows. Big. Do you want to know the Bible? I'll teach you the Bible. I teach you the Bible. Jeremiah 38. Who pulled Jeremiah out of the muck? One Benjamite pulled the other Benjamite out of the muck. We just went into this not too long ago. The Bible doesn't lie. 38:7. Jeremiah's death requested. Jeremiah 38:4. Therefore the princes said unto the king, we beseech thee, let this man be put to death. They're talking about Jeremiah. For thus he weakens the hands of the men of war that remain in this city, and the hands of the people, in speaking such words unto them. For this man seeketh not the welfare of his people, but the hurt. There's that word again. See, by this time the Lord's going, I'm so tired of you Benjamites putting the hurt on everyone. I'm going to make Jeremiah. Jeremiah was of Benjamin. He wanted to kill people, but how did he do it? He did it with his words. He was able to do it like Shimei. Cursed. I'm beating you. I'm beating everyone down with the truth. I killed Matt with the truth. These guys can't even fight. They can't even fight. They won't fight. Tony Williams, he's a devil and he won't fight. Gabar and Tahar, they won't fight. They can't fight me. I'll slaughter them. Anyhow. So Jeremiah turns into a sweetheart, darling. He turns into a real lover. He doesn't need to pick up a sword anymore. He'll fuck you up with his truth. Right? Okay? See, darling? And Zedekiah the king said, behold, he is in your hand, for the king is not he that can do anything against you. Then took they Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon of Malachiah the son of Hamelech that was in the court of the prison, and they let Jeremiah down with cords, and in the dungeon there was no water but mire. So Jeremiah sunk in the mire. What am I? I'm stuck in this shithole with a bunch of serpents, liars, cheaters, hypocrites, punks, bitches, cunts. There's nobody here. There's nobody here. It's a lonely existence. I'm getting thrown in the muck. So listen, this is what happens. Who pulls him out of the muck? The Ethiopian. The Cushite. Are you guys going to pull me out of the muck or what? I hope you like jamming. I hope you like jamming. I want to jam it with you. Been jamming. And I hope you like jamming too. Verse 7, now when Ebed-Melech, the Ethiopian, one of the eunuchs, that was in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah in the dungeon, the king, then sitting in the gate of Benjamin, how do we know this eunuch, this Ethiopian, was a Benjamite? How do we know? Because he was in the gate of Benjamin. Okay, darling? See? Right? Muffin? You understand, sweet pea? Ebed-Melech went forth out of the king's house and spoke to the king, saying, my lord the king, these men have done evil in all that they have done to Jeremiah the prophet, whom they have cast into the dungeon, and he is like to die for hunger in the place where he is, for there is no more bread in the city. You fuckers won't listen. There's no bread out here. I'm in the muck. There's no bread. I'm trying to feed you, and you guys are just letting me stay in the dungeon. Good work. Any of you gonna run? Any of you gonna go to the king and say, we need to pull this nigga out of the muck? You don't care about me. That's your problem. It's gonna be this way. I just gotta get used to it. I gotta stay by myself, do my messages, live my life, and just keep moving. I get my reward. I get my reward. Then the king commanded Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian, saying, take from thence 30 men with thee, and take up Jeremiah the prophet out of the dungeon before he dies. Who did the king listen to? The Ethiopian. Who did the king listen to? The Ethiopian. Who did the king listen to? The Ethiopian Orthodox, the one that knows. The one that's got the fucking bink. Why was the Ethiopian eunuch? Why was he in the gate of the king? In the gate of Benjamin? Because the king trusted the nigga. Do you trust me, darling? Do you trust me, baby? You're not a king. You don't know me. You don't trust me. You don't hear me. You can't see me. You can't see me. You can't see me. Time after time, you refuse to even listen. Out of my mind. So Ebed-Melech took the men with him and went into the house of the king under the treasury, and took hence old clouts and old rotten rags, and let them down by the cords of the dungeon to Jeremiah. How am I going to get out of here? You dirty rags got to pull me out of here. You fucking low vibrational people have got to step up. There's no one out here. There's no Ebed-Melech to pull me out of the mire. All I have is the music. All I have is music, sweet music. That's the only way I get out of the dungeon, is to listen to reggae. Because that's the Ethiopian, that's the Rastafarian, that's the Cushite, my black brothers. My black brothers, darling. And Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian said to Jeremiah, put now these old cast clouts and rotten rags under thine armholes, under the cords. And Jeremiah did so. Are any of you going to get under my arms and lift me out of this muck? You're not brave enough. You have no courage to stand up for me. You can't. You won't. I know that. I'm not delusional. And they drew up Jeremiah with cords and took him up out of the dungeon, and Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. Then Zedekiah the king sent and took Jeremiah the prophet unto him into the third entry that is in the house of the Lord. And the king said unto Jeremiah, I will ask thee a thing, hide nothing from me. I can't lie. I can't lie. If you want to know the truth, I'll tell you the truth. Do you want to know the truth? I'm out.